Hi, welcome to Get a Clue Casual Gamer, where we get a clue, C-L-U-E, about a game. And today we're going to continue my top 100. And this list is 60 to 51, which means this is the last group that didn't make it into my top 50. But like I've said before, any of my top 100, I would be willing to play at any time. Hit me up for a game. Anyway, okay, so today it's starting with number 60. And number 60 is a game that came out in 2016. So it's been out for almost 8 years now. Sometime this year it'll be 8 years. Last year it was my number 69. And the year before that, I had not played it before, so it was not on my list. This year is number 60, so it's a little bit better than last year. And it is a simple card game called Archaeology, the New Expedition. Not Archaeology, that's a totally different game. Archaeology, the New Expedition. Card game where you are trying to collect like items and then sell them to museums. And that's how you get points. You're trying to avoid sandstorms and thieves. Can push your luck a little bit in this game. But it's a simple game. You're just collecting items. When you have enough, you sell to the museum. You make points. And you try and plan carefully so that you don't get stuck losing everything to a sandstorm or half to a thief. Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on how much you're collecting because you could lose it all. Then, that's my number 60. Simple card game. Small, easy to take with you to places and play. My number 59 is it's definitely the oldest game in this list for sure. And I think it might be the second oldest out of all the ones in my from 51 to 100. I think I had one that was a little older, like a couple years older. This game came out in 2000. In the year 2000, it was my number 120 last year, and it was my number 203 the previous year. Now, the fact that it was 203 has to do with the fact that I had not played it yet. And that year, I just went with all the games I had and my expectations of them. And since I had never played it, I'd owned it for like 20 years and never played it. But I got a chance to play it a couple years ago, and that put it up into the contending, whatever. So last year was 120, and this year it's my 59, and the game is called Aladdin's Dragons. I'm trying to get it so it doesn't have a lot of reflection on it. Aladdin's Dragons. And in it, you're trying to bid to get the most of different gems from the different dragon lairs. You're trying to win the bid for different shops and different locations. The entry to the palace, trying to beat the guards there. It seems like a lot going on, but really you're bidding and then you're receiving. And then you might have to fight the guards. But most of it is bidding and receiving in the order of who bid the most in each section. And that's Aladdin's Dragons. It has been redone recently. I did not look that up. Hold on. Let me really quickly look that up because I know that it was re-implemented. Aladdin's Dragons. There we go. 2000. Oh yeah. Hello. It was re-implemented in 2022, and when I did the video on Aladdin's Dragons, I talked about how it was coming out that year as Kingdom's Dragons. And that picture, let's pull that picture up, looks like that. Kingdom's Dragons. So you might find it very difficult to find Aladdin's Dragons, but you should be able to find Kingdom's Dragon relatively easily. Same game, just a new facade, a new, skin. My brain just kind of like went dead. It's late, so my brain's kind of tired for the day. So that's my number 59, Aladdin's Dragons. My number 58 is much newer. It came out in 2022. Last year, it was my number 4. The previous year, I didn't have it, so I was not on my list. This year, it's number 58. Why did it go from 4 to 58? Because I haven't been able to get anyone to play it. It's a deduction game. It's a cooperative deduction game. You are you're moving into an apartment, and 2 to 4 players, 2 to 4 people are moving into this apartment, and each one has prerequisites to be able to enjoy their time in that apartment. The apartment is made up of 4 rooms: kitchen, living room, bedroom, and bathroom. And 2 floors, 2 other rooms. So the kitchen and living room are downstairs, and the bedroom and bathroom are upstairs. They have room for, I believe, 3 or 4 items in each room, and they also have the ability to change the wall color, the paint for the wall. And the items can be pictures or objects. There's different things. They can be different styles. They could be modern or, traditional, things like that. They could be blue. They could be green. So each person has criteria, 3 criteria that they need to be met in this apartment. And without telling each other, all you can do is, when it's your turn, you put in or swap with something that's out, an item or a room color. And when you've done that, everyone else who's playing will say something like, I love that, or I hate that, or I'm okay with that. I love that means it's perfect for what I am trying to achieve. I hate that is it absolutely ruins what I'm trying to achieve. And that I'm okay with that means it doesn't hurt or help me. I don't care. Right now, it doesn't change the dynamics of what I'm trying to do. And so you just do that. I have decided that I prefer to play it with just one other person, the 2-player versions of it. I think it's easier to just try and work 6 items, 6 things, instead of 12. Because if you have 3, you don't want to play it with 3 people. You do not want to play with 3 people, because basically that means that each of the 3 people gets one of the 4th person's stuff. So you're having to do 4 things, each of you, instead of just 3. And it just makes it much more confusing. Now, if I were playing with people after I've played it a while and they've played it a while and we got a rhythm going, then I could see doing 3 or 4 people. But at this level, at the entry level, I would say 2. Try it with 2 and be done with just 2 people. But I love the game. I love the trying to deduce, why is it they don't want that wall to be blue? Is it the location of it, or is it the color of it? Do they not want any blue on this side of the building or in that room? Or is that blue and another blue item too many blues in that room? Yeah, things like that. That is decorum. You're trying to decorate your apartment. And that, hold on, looks like this. Decorum. That is my number 58. Last year it was my number 4. Okay, so my number 57 is one that I decided to grab. I decided in the last video and this video, if I saw one of the games near me that wouldn't cause a lot of tearing down stuff and having to move things around, I would use it. And so this game came out in 2021. It was my number 17 last year, but it was my number 74 the previous year. It is number 57 this year, and it is Biblios, Quill, and Parchment. Biblios, Quill, and Parchment. It looks like this. I've done a video on it because I've had it long enough to have done a video on it. This is, let's see, let me look. Yeah, this is each individual will have their own of these. This is the central board. And it's a roll and write, or yeah, it's a roll and write. You have special different dice in there for different things. You're going up different lines and lanes and map, and you have options. And yes, there's chance in what comes up on each of the different type of dice, but you still can choose what you want to do. And it's a Yahtzee style, which is semi Yahtzee style. You can choose one once you've thrown all the dice. You can say, okay, I want to keep all of these, or I want to roll all of these again. You can do one or the other, but you can't just save some and throw the throw the rest. No, you have to do all or nothing. All or redo it all. That's the difference between Yahtzee, because Yahtzee you can keep on rolling 3 times and keep what you want to keep at a time. But anyway, it's not a tough roll and write, but it can look busy. And when people see this and this, and they're like, it's like, no, honey, this might look complicated, but it's not. It's not. You have these 3 different kinds of dice, and you're going to be rolling those. And no, it's not a hard one. It is the Biblios, Quill, and Parchment. Biblios itself is a different game. I keep on saying that. Biblios is a different game that got re-implemented as The King in Me, I think is the name of it. I'm looking for it. Where it's around here somewhere. I think it's called The King in Me. But Biblios, Quill, and Parchment is a different game. It still has, it's monks trying to write books here and trying to save money and then bid for things. Here they're on a pilgrimage. Here they're trying to get to the front of the chapel, get more points, stuff like that. Oops, hit myself. That is my number 57, Biblios, Quill, and Parchment. My number 56, that was 57, my number 56 is a game that came out in 2020. It was my number 16 last year. It was new to me the previous year. 56 this year, and it's called Village Green. I like this game. Again, it's another card game that you create a grid. You choose goals that will go at the top and goals that will go on the side. And then you'll be playing cards trying to create the most points using the goals that are on the outside. So you're trying to, let's say one says you get points for every green space in that line. So you're wanting to put some grass in that line, not just gazebo. Some will want gazebos, some or structures. Some will want trees, but not more than 3 different kinds of trees in this row, and things like that. That is the game. You're just picking the goals, placing them where you want the goals to be, either there or there, and then placing your cards, and you don't have to do them in order. You can put one here and then one over here and one over here. It doesn't matter until the end when you have everything filled in, and that's the end of the game. So it's a short game, it's an easy game, and it is called, and it's really pretty. I mean, the artwork is really very nice. The inside cards follow this kind of design of artwork. And it's called Village Green, my number 56 this year. Of all time, as of right now. My number 55. 55 was new to me this year. So I don't have a previous year to compare it to. 55 this year, which I think is really good. The game it came out in 2022. I got to play it, get it, and play it for the first time this past year. And it is called Her Story. Her Story, the concept is you're trying to create a book of biographies. I think it's 4 biographies that you need to finish the game. And you're choosing famous women of history. Wonderful, beautiful cards. It's made by the same publisher that does Trekking the National Parks, Trekking the World, and Trekking Through History. So you know that it's well done, well made, and the game itself is well done. You'll be getting choosing chipboard pieces that have items on it, like ink or is it ink? Well, I know there's a magnifying glass, and there's different items in different combinations on these little chipboard pieces. You're picking from them, and you're picking from the women, and then you have your own board that you're placing things in. And you can't go forever just picking up one or the other. You have to choose the items that will that you can use to buy the biography of this woman to put into your book. And once you have a certain number of stories, it might be like 7 or 8. I can't remember. Anyway, it's a number of stories. Once you have that, the first person to do that wins the game. The cool thing about this, besides that the game is fun to play, is that the back of the cards have a paragraph or 2 biography about that woman. So you actually can, at the end of the game, the rule book actually says, okay, now that the game is over and you know who won, everyone pick one of the women in your book and read out loud. Go around and everyone read about read out loud to everyone about the woman they chose that happened to be in their book. And so you get to know some pretty interesting women throughout history in this game called Her Story. Her Story. Like history, her story. Yeah, okay. Play on words. And that was my number 55. My number 54 is a small card game that came out in 2019. It was my number 24 last year, and I did not have it the previous year, so it's not on the list from 2 years ago. Last year was 24, this year is 54, and there's no reason why it's gone down other than I've got a lot of games, and they kind of shift around depending on what I play and what I haven't played. But this little card game is called Scout, and one of the unique things about it is that the cards have different colors and numbers on diagonally. And so when you first get your cards, you can look at them, and if you don't like what you see, because you can't change them around, you just pull them out, and you don't like what you see, take them, flip them over, fan them out, and decide, do I want this side and the way it is, or do I want the other side? Once you choose which side, it has to stay that way for the game. But at the beginning of the game, you have that option. And basically you're trying to create sets, maybe runs as well. I can't remember, but definitely sets. You're trying to get things. If you pick something up, you can place it wherever you want. It could be runs because, but you put them in sets and runs. Think rummy, but not. And so you're placing them in your hand, trying to create things so that when they get to the outside, when you have it, you can take it out and play them together. And Scout. It's like I said, it's colorful. The premise, which is just tacked on, it does not really happen, is you're a scout for a circus and you're trying to find the best the best acrobats, the best what is that word, the best acts the best acts for your circus. So you're the scout and you're going out. It has nothing to do with the game. Nothing. The numbers, the colors, those matter, but not anything to do with circus acts and circus. No, nothing to do that. But it's a cool game, and it's a pretty game. It's a colorful game, and it's just a card game with a few little other pieces that are used to get credit and count and stuff. And that is my number 54, Scout. My number 53 is a game that came out in 2022, so it's very, very recent as well. Last year, it was my number 52. This year, it's my number 53, so it's pretty well stayed in the same place. 2 years ago, I didn't have it, so I hadn't played it. I do know that for those who watch Dice Tower, that it was in Z Garcia's top 100, someplace in it. And it was near the top, like in his top 20 or something like that. He really likes this game, and this game is a two-player game, 2 players only. And it's called Caper Europe. Let's see if we can get that really close. So it's like, okay, let's go there. Caper Europe. You're 2 people. You're each the leader of a team of thieves, a band of thieves, and you're trying to acquire the thieves and the things needed to steal these great works from different museums in different countries. And there are different countries that you can play out, rotate, so that you're not playing the same ones over and over again. That's basically what you're doing. Is you're getting in one round, you're getting personnel and placing them where you want them, and the next round you're getting items and you're placing them where you want them to help your thieves break into and steal things from those museums. That's the game. You're a mastermind of a band of thieves, and you're putting together the best combination of it all so that you can get in and steal the things before your opponent does. That's the game, Caper Europe. Love it. And it's so cute. The artwork is, yeah, let's see. How close can I get this to y'all? Can we get, good. I can't get it to focus. Let's see. You focus on that. There you go. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, get that unblurred. That is my number 53, Caper Europe. My number 52. This is another card game, and it's I think it's a really pretty one. Pastel colors, a lot of pastel colors in this one. It came out in 2020. Last year it was my number 26. 2 years ago it was my number 33. This year it's my number 52. I don't get it to the table very often, but I think it is so pretty, and it's really not a difficult game. It is called Truffle Shuffle. Okay, Truffle Shuffle is a game where you're collecting like truffles. You know, you're trying to get the same kind of pink truffles that say certain things or have something with them, and yeah, it's a set collection type of concept. The layout for the game is a pyramid, and I can't remember if they're all upside down or if it's every other row is right side and upside down, like Seven Wonders Duel does that kind of setup. And so with Truffle Shuffle, you can pick a card that you can see, and the cards underneath it will flip over so that now you can see, but your opponent is the one who gets to pick. So you're trying to pick what you want and need without helping your opponent or your opponents. No, is it a two-player? I don't think so. It's another AEG game, like Cat Lady and Dog Lover. I don't think it's a two-player game. It might be a two-player game. Huh. Well, let me find out, because I don't want you to be too confused about it. Okay, back, search. Truffle. There can't be too many games with Truffle. Truffle Shuffle. 2 to 4. Okay, see? It's more than just 2. I think I've only played it with 2. That's the reason why it got stuck in my head. But that is it. The only complaint that some people have had is that the pastel colors are too light. I'm okay with them. Excuse me. I mean, it's like, lavender and pink and, pale aqua. I mean, they are really pastels. They are pastels. This picture makes them look darker than they are. If they were this color, I think everyone would be happy with them, but they are a light pastel of the different colors. But, And so that's my number 52, Truffle Shuffle. My number 51, just missed out from the top 50, is a game that came out in 2006. Oops, sorry. Last year it was my number 65. The year before that it was my number 5. This year it's number 51. So it had gone way down last year because I had so many new games that I kind of like pushed it off to the side, but then it's come back as kind of like the middle of the road of my top 100. Number 51, and it is Quirkle. Quirkle is a game that I always describe it as a cross between dominoes and Scrabble, but with colors and shapes. The concept is a row or column must be one of two things. If it's all the same color, all the shapes have to be different. There are 6 shapes and 6 colors. If it's all the same shape, all of that shape have to be different colors. For instance, here you have purple well, whatever, purple, red, and green circles. That's fine. And you can add, if you later have a blue circle, you can add it to one of the ends as long as there's not something built over there. But then again, if you want the same color, it would have to be different shapes. Now these are just scattered around, but if this is a two shape row, it's the same color but two different shapes. The same shape but three different colors. That's what you're doing with Quirkle. You're just making a grid, like Scrabble and dominoes, of tiles that are either the same color in different shapes or the same shape and different colors. That's it. That is Quirkle. And I know people who aren't big gamers know about Quirkle and have played Quirkle. So it is a table hog. I will warn you of that. It is a tremendous table hog, but it's really an easy one. It's a game that you could probably play outside without it blowing away, because the full-size game are wooden tiles. The travel one you probably could not play outside because it's foam, and they're smaller, but they're also very lightweight foam blocks. But the main game, I'm looking off to the side because I can see Quirkle right there. It's right over there in bags. It comes with a bag, and I took them out of the box and put them in the bag for transport. So anyway, so that's it. That's my number 51, Quirkle. It says mix, match, score, and win. Quirkle. And those are my numbers 60 to 51. And next time we will begin my top 50. What am I going to do about that? I'm looking forward to sharing with you what all of these games are. Until next time, God bless you and your family, and happy gaming. Bye.